In the quest to reach Melbourne's City Hall, players will have to land on a number of key issues, including revitalising the city, revamping transport, and helping with the cost of living. 11 players have put their names forward to be the Lord Mayor, including some new, some returning, and some well-known. Acting Lord Mayor Nick Rees has held the fort since Sally Capp's exit in March.
I'm running again because I love Melbourne so much.
The mad Carlton supporter is going head-to-head with one of his heroes, former Carlton Premiership player and AFL Hall of Famer Anthony Koutoufides.
My sport came naturally to me. This is out of my comfort zone.
Not so for Aaron Wood. The former acting Lord Mayor lost in 2020, but he's back and firing shots.
I think we just need to be a little bit sceptical about what's being promised during the election.
So is independent councillor Jamal Hakim, who's promising transparency.
Democracy is at stake right now. Trust in government is so low.
A lot of Victorians' local government is local and they like it to be very much community.
While that's the case in Victoria, party politics are more influential in other states. But it's still important for some ratepayers. Almost 1 in 5 federal politicians were first elected to councils. On the major party tickets, there's Greens candidate and full-time midwife Roxanne Ingleton.
The people who live here are my passion, and I serve them every day when I go to work, helping them bring their babies into the world.
Management consultant and Liberal candidate Mariam Reza.
We have a great city. We could potentially lose it if we don't take control.
While Labor's candidate Phil Reid was the youngest mayor of Springvale in 1993. There's also Gary Morgan, who's hoping 7th time's a charm, having run every race since 2004.
Melbourne's in a mess.
Greg Bizanella from the newly formed Voices for Melbourne, Anthony Vanderkratz from Rip Up the Bike Lanes team, and Alim Kim from the Animal Justice Party are also up for the challenge. In the 2020 poll, candidates campaigned through COVID. This time, the election process is back to normal, but candidates say Melbourne hasn't yet recovered, and they want to reclaim the tag of the most livable city. Anthony Koutoufides wants to attract more people into the CBD with free coffees.
Okay, 2:30, darling.
Aaron Wood wants to boost visitation to the Queen Victoria Market. Docklands local Jamal Hakim is looking to invest in community celebrations.
Bringing Diwali, Eid and Hanukkah into the city, making them bigger celebrations.
While Nick Rees plans to build 28 new parks across the city and crack down on vandalism and graffiti.
Stepping up our efforts around city cleanliness, cracking down on the tagging.
Transport in and out of the city is a big focus. Extending the free tram zone is on the cards for Nick Rees and Aaron Wood, among others. Gary Morgan wants to extend the boundaries of the city of Melbourne to include suburbs like Fitzroy and St Kilda.
Melbourne is a very funny design.
Mariam Reza and Anthony Koutoufides want to remove bike lanes in the city. In fact, it's the main policy for the Rip Up Bike Lanes party, but keeping them is important for Roxanne Ingleton.
We love our beautiful new separated bike lanes that we have in the city.
Hire e-scooters have been a big issue in the lead up to the election. After the council voted to ban hire e-scooters from the CBD, some candidates want them back.
We would like to investigate the return of the e-scooter contracts.
There's a place for them in the city.
And then there's one of the key issues on ratepayers' minds, cost of living, with cheaper public transport and rate freezes on the cards. Some candidates are also planning to convert office spaces into flats, create more crisis accommodation, and deliver cashback on businesses bringing employers into offices. But promising is one thing, delivering is another, with support from the state government and other councillors needed to lift these policies off the ground.
The thing about local government is that voters generally don't really hang on to the promises.
You don't have to own a property in the city of Melbourne to vote for the Lord Mayor. Renters and international students get a vote, and almost half of the votes come from business owners. Election results will be declared in November to decide who wins the race to the Lord Mayor's office.